Well, the favorite part of the show, and I have bragging street rights to say that, is here. Thank you so much, Lekoko. My name is Aunty Diski, and we have reached the Her Story segment where we celebrate the queens that put us on the map when it comes to women in sports. Today, I am joined by the amazing Adrielle Mibe, who is a player at UJ, as well as the national team. Super excited when we have these youngsters coming to grace us on our studio. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have good goosebumps, and I'm very nervous interviewing you today because you're such a big household name. We saw the magic that you create on the field. But before we jump into all of that, I want to give you an opportunity to just introduce yourself. Who's Adrielle? Where do you play? What position do you play? And where are you from?
Hi guys, my name is Adrielle Mibe. I play at the University of Johannesburg. I'm currently 18 years old and I'm from Johannesburg.
Oh, I love that. 18 years old and you're doing the most, at the moment. Let's talk about football. You're a very tall player. You could have done so much with so much sports that requires height. Why football? Is there other sports that you participated in, or it was just football?
Yes, my dad was very adventurous with all of us, making us try every sport. So I did try as many sports as I can, but the one that attracted me most was football. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy it did because it's the best thing to ever happen to me.
I want to extend that question to ask why. What attracted you about football? Because it's tough. You guys are kicking each other, the injuries and all of that. Why did you say, this one, I'm choosing it?
It's unique. It's very unique. You don't see, it's not an everyday thing that you see a girl saying, I want to wake up and play football. Mm-hmm. Netball it's nice, but it's very common. So doing something that is in the main segment and proving yourself in the main segment is really exciting and challenging. So that's what brought me into it. And
when you started to where you are right now, do you think there's a lot of growth in women's football in terms of the quality that it is that we deliver?
Yes, I can say it is growing. It's going slowly, but it's getting there. So I
like that. Let's talk about, did you play for any other team before you joined UJ, or UJ was your first home for football?
No, I actually started football at age 4 when I was...
Girl, age 4? You could even kick a ball. How do you even know that you like to play football at the age of 4?
That's what I'm saying. My dad was very adventurous, making us try things. So I did try football at age 4. I started at the Wits University. I started playing with the boys, the under 6 boys when I was 4 until I was old enough to play with them. I continued until I was 13. That's when I joined the boys and girls at Wits. And then age 15, I moved to UJ.
Why do you think everybody says I started playing with the boys? Is that a formula that we all need to go through? Because I'm about to call the boys I know, to start playing football with them. But everybody I speak to who plays football says I started playing with the boys. Is that a formula to some sort of performance?
Yes, but also no. My thing is, boys are competitive. If you want to start football, I'd prefer you start with the boys. They'll show you the reality of football, their physique, their strength, their speed. Starting with the boys will help women's football also because during our times, not every girl wanted to play football.
True.
So you can't go to the streets and find a girl playing football. You have to play with the boys because that's what they love doing.
I love that. Portia Mudisa listening to this right now should be very proud because this is one formula she talks about. She's like, it's going to make you a better player in the future. 18 years old, you make it into the national team structures. It's like, what? A whole me? And we haven't seen a lot, that make it into that national structure in the senior space at that age. There's a few Womajias, your Hateves. Take us through that, How did it feel like?
It was a very nerve-wracking. I can remember the week before my call-up, I was firstly surprised, and then I was nervous. I'm like, okay, I'll be there with Tembi, I'll be there with Motlalo, I was nervous. Yeah. But then going to there, I'm like, no, they did call me for a reason. I'm meant to be there. Yeah. I got into the national team setup, and they were very welcoming. They were very supportive and encouraging, telling me if I make a mistake, no, this is what you should do. They were not really bashing me into making me feel small and saying, okay. So I really enjoyed the experience with the older ones, and it was really nice.
I love it. I was on social media and people are like, who's Mibe? Who's this girl? Who's this girl? You didn't show that you were nervous or anything like that. And let's talk about some of the challenges that you as a player personally that you faced, or the challenges that you feel like women in football experience when it comes to, you know, just the growth of football holistically, where we need to improve.
I think we need to improve in our I don't think many people come and support the games.
Spectators and fans. Okay.
Because they would think, no, it's women's football, they can't play this, that. So I want people to see the game for the game. See football for football, not because it's girls playing, so it's not important. I'd like if they see that girls are playing, see how the girls' team is developing, and it would be nice for investors, sponsors to come
on board,
come up and show up and sponsor the girls, young ones and old ones. It's gonna be great for all of us.
Oh, I love that. Maybe school and football. Oh, guys. Yo, how do you do it? Like, how do you juggle the two? Especially now when you're in the national team structures. There's WAFCON coming up, you know, there's tournaments like your COSAFAs, and UJ might one day participate in CAF. We saw what UWC did, you know. So with all the traveling, all you have to give for the team, how do you juggle school and make sure that, because school is first priority?
I'm currently not studying.
Okay.
I'm currently taking a gap year. But I might.
Why? Why are you taking a gap year? Because I think this is very important. A lot of people are very shy from taking gap years, you know. But I think that's something that should be normalized. You know, sometimes somebody just wants to reset and then go back to school. You don't want to just rush into school, you know. Tell us why you are on a gap year.
Because coming from the pressure of Matric, I knew I needed time. And I also wanted this year to figure out what I want to do with my life. I don't want to rush into a course knowing that in the next 4 years I'm doing a course and then I don't want to do whatever it is after. So I use this year to breathe, find what I want to do. Do I want to go overseas now? Do I want to wait? Do I want to... All these questions that I still need to ask myself. So I'm using the year to ask myself.
Mibe, that is so remarkable and I love that. I didn't ask that question, but you added on to it because people must normalize this. You know, doing some, you know, rush decisions does get a lot of people into trouble because now I'm just enrolling because I need to enroll. But my question still stands. So if you finished Matric and you wanted to take a little bit of a break, how are you still coping with Matric being such a tough grade and still playing football? You know, how do you juggle the two?
It was very tough. Normally, when my late father was still, he would tell me, okay, now that you are back from school, go straight into your studies. So it would be in the morning, I'm studying, I go to school, I go to training, and later at night, I'm studying again before I sleep. He said, even if it's just 30 minutes of reading something in that book, it's gonna help. So that's how I used to juggle my school and soccer. And it was tough, but
it worked out.
It worked out.
Love it so much. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. We know we are still going to see you in these spaces, seeing you lift trophies and awards and all of that. Continue everything that you're doing. Continue inspiring that young girl that wants to see themselves in the spaces that you're in. That is Adrielle Mibe, who was giving us a story about her life. Over to you.